Welcome to Yoga for You. With your host, Anna Del Rosal, certified yoga teacher. Yoga is not a substitute for medical attention, examination, diagnosis, or treatment. Please check with your doctor before beginning any exercise regimen, especially if you recently had surgery, are pregnant, or postnatal. If at any moment something doesn't feel right, please stop. It's important to listen to your body. I will provide detailed instruction as you move in and out of poses to ensure your safety. If you have any questions, contact your local yoga teacher or studio. Thank you for tuning in. Have a blessed day. Welcome to Yoga for You with Anna. So today the focus is going to be really about connection, and we're going to do this through moving through certain poses. The real purpose of yoga is about developing that connection to your soul. We get the benefit of the physical practice, but it's really about going a little deeper. So come to lay down on your back for a moment, please. Knees open, soles of your feet together, knees open wide, and resting one hand to your heart center, so the space just above your sternum, one hand to your belly. Lengthen the back of the neck, so feel free to place something underneath your head if you need to. And if this position for the legs is uncomfortable, you can just bend the knees here. But just take a couple of deep breaths here. And first, just being aware of your breath. So noticing that as you inhale, perhaps the upper ribs lift and then the belly expands. And as you exhale, the belly draws in and you feel the upper ribs contract. So just a couple more breaths here. Inhaling, fully exhaling. So taking this time just to drop into your body. And just to begin to develop that connection. Good. Take 2 more breaths here. Good. And 1 more breath, please. Good. And then you may keep your eyes closed, bring your hands to your outer legs, draw the knees up. So the knees are facing the ceiling and your feet are hip width apart here. So take a moment, press into the feet, bring your arms by your side, and we're going to move through dynamic bridge. So you're going to inhale, lift your hips, lift your arms overhead, and then exhale, roll down. Good. So press to the feet, inhale, scoop your tailbone up and roll up. And then exhaling, rolling down. So come to a level that's comfortable for you. Inhale, scoop and lift. Exhale, rolling down. And again, inhale. Fully and deeply, and exhaling completely. And then this last one, scoop your tailbone up, curl up. We're going to hold it. So you can keep your arms overhead, or if you want to bring your hands underneath you and wiggle your shoulders side to side, feel free. So here, try to keep your gaze upwards. You can peek over, look at the screen, but then look back up. It's just safer for your neck to not be moving your head in this position because there's more pressure on your neck. And just take 2 more breaths here. So lengthening that tailbone, hugging the belly in. Good. 1 more breath. And then exhale, slowly roll down. Draw your knees into your chest and cross one ankle over the other, and then grab a hold of your shins or your ankles. So you can grab a hold of your shins or your ankles here, just releasing that low back. And keep your breath even. And maybe just even creating a little small smile through your lips. And switch across your legs. Good. 2 more breaths. Good. And then release your ankles and roll to one side and come up to sit on your knee. Actually, come into child's pose. So you can go, actually keep your knees hip width apart because we're going to come up to stand soon on the knees. But just take a couple of deep breaths here in your child's pose. Let your head be heavy. If you need to place a prop underneath your bottom, feel free. Good, 2 more breaths here. So breathing into your back. Good, 1 more breath. Good, and then bring your hands to your low back, please. And we're going to come to stand on the knees. So press through the tops of the shins. Inhale, sweep your arms up, lift your chest, look up. And then exhale, bow forward at your hips, sweep the arms back behind you. And again, inhale, sweep up. Maybe sip in a little bit more air. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhaling, 3 more. And exhaling, maybe bringing your chest to the thighs before your forehead touches. Last 2. And exhale, bow forward. And then last one, inhale, come up. Good, so this time I'd like you to stay here. Bring your hands to your low back. Lengthen the tailbone down and float your sternum, your chest up. So the back bend's happening from your heart, not from your tailbone. And breathe. Draw the shoulders together. Good, 2 more breaths. And 1 more breath here. And then inhale, slowly come up. Come onto your hands and knees, please. And just a couple of rounds of cat-cow. So inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, twist. Hug the belly in, push the floor away. Just 2 more here. Inhaling, lifting and lengthening. And exhaling. So as we move through the poses, just being aware of how everything feels within your body. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Come into neutral spine. And here, I'm stepping my left foot forward so you can see me. So you can step your left or your right foot forward. And have the back knee down. You can have the toes curled under or foot flat. And we're going to come right into a twist. So right hand down, left arm up. If your right knee is forward, then just take your left hand up. Take a couple of deep breaths here in the twist. Press the floor away. So you're not sinking into the shoulder here, but you're lifting and lengthening out of the shoulder and spiraling around your belly button. Again, soft smile. Good. 1 more breath. Okay, listen up. This can be a little tricky transition. So with that bent knee, you're going to swing it behind you. So if it's your right knee, you're swinging it back to the right, and you're going to step your left foot in line with that right knee. So you're in this modified side plank. Push the floor away again, so you're not sinking through the shoulder here, but you're engaged in lifting out of that shoulder. You're going to inhale, sweep the arm up. You may look down. Exhale, release the hand. And again, inhale and exhale. So now we're opening, creating more length in that side body. Inhaling and exhaling. Good, 2 more, inhale. And this foot, the straight leg foot is anchored. It's not toes up or heel down, but that whole foot's connected to the mat. And then take the arm up. Again, press through the hand. If this is too much, you can come up onto your fist. You can be on your fingertips. And roll the chest open. Lengthen your tailbone towards the straight leg. Going to take another full breath here. Okay, look down. Bring your top hand to your hip, so left hand to hip. Come up onto your fingertips, and then use your obliques to lift up. Sorry. Okay, I'm just gonna wiggle over a little bit. So you're up to stand, and your right knee is underneath your right hip. You're gonna hinge to the left. So you're straight leg. And again, you're anchored through that foot, the straight leg foot. You may gaze down, roll the shoulder open. If this is too much for your shoulder, you can bend the elbow or even take that arm behind your back. Good, take a couple of breaths here. Hug the belly in. Good, and then inhale, come back to stand. And this time you're gonna walk your hands to the mat and then walk your hands forward like we're coming into a downward dog. You can let your head rest, your elbows rest. And just take a couple of deep breaths here. Lengthen the tailbone away from your crown of your head. Hug the belly in. So this is really about a chest opening pose, a little slight back bend. Good, one more breath. Good, and then walk your hands back. Come back to your hands and your one knee and leg. We're gonna thread the needle here. So you're gonna take your right arm, inhale, sweep that arm up. And then you're gonna exhale, slide that right hand between the left wrist, left hip, and just rest there. You can wiggle this left arm above your head or behind your back. So thread the needle here. And if you can, bring the head and the shoulder, outer shoulder blade to the mat. And a couple of big deep breaths. Good, 2 more breaths here. Good, 1 more breath. Good, and then bring the hand back down, press to that left hand. 1 more here. You're gonna pivot now to that straight leg, and you're gonna straighten that, lift the heel. So now you're pivot to the other side of the mat, hands to the floor, blocks if you have them at home. You can stay upright or fold over. So hamstring stretch here. So we're just really working all areas of the spine through flexion, extension, twist, side bending. And just really exploring the body here. So taking this time to drop in and connect with what's going on inside, which can be challenging for some of us. And I think almost even a little bit more challenging with all this external, this focus on social media and this whole world of, it's very external now. And then come back up. Bend that knee, and then just come into downward dog. I'm probably going to pivot to the other side so you can see that I can face the cameras for the whole sequence. So just downward dog here, a couple of breaths. You can go back into child's pose if that's better for you. Actually, no, I'm going to say that same way. Okay. So now we're going to do the same sequence but the opposite foot. So I'm doing my right foot. You might be on the right as well. You're going to step that right foot forward between your hands, lower the left knee, and you're going to come right into a twist here. So press the floor away. Make sure you're not sinking into the shoulder, but you're lifting up. Hug the belly in and twisting around the belly button. So your hips stay level. Good, 2 more breaths. Okay, and then from here, you can look down. We're going to come into that modified side plank. So you're going to swing that left leg behind you and bring that right foot to the mat. And you're in a modified side plank. So bring that right hand to your hip. You're going to inhale, sweep the arm overhead, and exhale, release. And again, inhale, overhead. Exhale, release. Good, 3 more inhaling. So really focusing on opening up that right side body. Inhaling, breathing into the ribs. Good, last one, and stay here. Take the arm overhead. Again, you can drape the arm here if it's too much for your shoulder. Lengthen that tailbone towards the extended heel. or extended leg. And breathe. Check in, are you smiling? Good, one more breath. So look down, come up, bring your right hand to hip. Come up onto your fingertips, that just helps to lift a little, and then sweep it up. Okay, right hand to right leg, and side bend to the right. Again, drape the arm if you prefer, or hand to your back. But press the hips forward. So you might feel a stretch through the front of the left thigh here, as well as the side body. Relaxing the shoulders. Good, one more breath. And then inhale, come up. Good, now we're gonna come into that forward, sort of funky downward dog. Walk your hands forward, let your head drop, your elbows drop. Hug the belly in. Lengthen the tailbone. Good, 2 more breaths here. Good. And then walk your hands back. So hands right under your shoulders, and we're going to come into thread the needle. You're going to take your left hand, slide it between or behind that right wrist, and just drop that left shoulder, left side of your face to the mat. You can keep your hand to the floor if you feel less stable, or bring the hand to your low back. And breathe. Lengthen the tailbone. Good, one more breath. And then hand down. So press through that right hand to come up. One more here. You're going to pivot towards that right leg, this straight leg. You can stay upright or fold over. So runner's stretch here. Relax the shoulders. So just getting a hamstring stretch. Hug the belly in. Get 2 more breaths. Okay, listen up. Bend that right knee or that extended leg, fingertips to the floor. You're going to fold over you're going to step the back foot forward and fold over. Grab your elbows and just hang here. You can sway side to side if you like. Keep your fingers on the floor. You can grab your calves if you prefer. And just hang. So just really breathing into that back body. Relax the shoulders. Good, one more breath. And then inhale, look up halfway. Hands to hips. Come all the way up to stand. Good, close your eyes for a moment here. And breathe. So feel your feet pressing into the mat. And then you're lifting away from the mat by engaging the legs, engaging the pelvic floor, the belly, allowing the shoulders to be soft. Good. And just 2 more breaths here. And 1 more. And then open your eyes and just step your left foot open. We're going to come into triangles. So turn your right toes to face the edge of the short edge of your mat, and your left toes are parallel to that back edge. So take that right arm up. You're going to exhale, hand to thigh, shin, the floor if that's available to you, and just take this arm straight up. Hug the belly in and breathe. You can always keep the hand to your hip if you prefer. Lengthen the tailbone. Good. Take 1 more breath. Good. Look down and then come all the way up. And let's switch sides. So pivot your feet, turn your left toes to the short edge of the mat, back foot turns in, left arm up, hinge. You can have the right arm beside you, straight up to your hip, your choice. And there's a slight rotation through your belly here. Engage the inner thighs. Wherever you are, settle into your breath. So you're just finding an ease through your inhale and your exhale. Good. Take one more breath. And then gaze down, come up, both hands to your hips. Inhale, float your chest up, shoulders soft. Exhale, fold over, hands to the floor. Make sure here that your toes are in the same line so that your one foot is not in front of the other. Inhale, lift your chest. And then exhale, fold over your legs. Walk your hands through your legs. Shake your head side to side or nod your head. Just let that neck be relaxed. Draw up through your inner thighs. Good. 2 more breaths. Good. 1 more here. And then inhale, look up halfway. We're going to come into a twist. So bend that right knee, please. Right hand on, you can have the hand flat. I like to be up on my fingertips. It gives me just a little bit more length. And then you externally, you roll this shoulder, this arm bone open and take your right arm up. And breathe here. So think of leaning back through your chest, through your head, hug the belly in. Good, take 1 more breath. And then we'll twist to the other side. So lower that right hand, bend the left knee, fingertips or palm flat, or a block if you need it. But, you're going to sweep that left arm up and look up. Lengthen the crown of your head towards the front of the room. Hug the belly in. Good, 2 more breaths. Good, 1 more. And then exhale fully. This time, fold over, either grab your toes with your thumb, forefinger, middle finger, or grab your ankles and pull yourself in. Again, your neck is relaxed here. The shoulders slide up your back. Good, take 2 more breaths. Good, 1 more breath. And then inhale, look up. You're going to toe heel your feet in. And we're going to come into a squat. So if your squat's a little higher, it can be higher. Or if you want to come lower, feel free to come lower. Engage your pelvic floor here. If you need something underneath your heels, feel free to take that. Just opening up through the hips here. Good, 1 more breath. And then slowly, however you need to come down to the floor, feel free to come down. Let's go, bring your right leg in and your left leg straight out here. If your knee is really high, feel free to place something underneath it to support it. And then one hand to each side of that left leg. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, you're going to twist slightly to the left and fold over. If you can grab your foot, grab your foot. Otherwise, you can stay a little bit more upright if that's where you are. Know that your yoga practice is yours, and it's slightly different for each of us. And know that flexibility can also shift. So the more that you practice, you'll notice the rewards, the benefits. You'll notice that your body begins to shift. So sticking with it is ideal. Take another breath to get the results that you're looking for. And then inhale, come on up. It's just, with practice, that's when we really feel the benefits. And I'm sure you've noticed that with other things you do. The more you ski, the more you get better. So same thing here, we're switching legs. Bend this left knee in. And if you want something underneath it, take a block or blanket or sweatshirt, place it there. One hand to each side of that right shin, twist slightly, and then fold over. So you may be more upright. You could be totally upright. But as you come into these poses, especially the seated poses show us more of our physical limitations. Maybe begin to deepen your breath and really observing your thoughts and noticing where they go. Do you criticize yourself? Is your mind blank? Do you play old stories in your head? And just really observe them versus allowing the thoughts to take you away and out of the present moment. Take a full breath. And then inhale slowly, come up. And let's go both legs straight out. So feet are flexed. If you need to bend your knees, feel free, especially if you have a tight low back. Bending the knees will help you release more of the low back. If you want to get the hamstrings, just feel free to keep the legs straight. So from here, sit up nice and tall, flex the feet, engage the legs. So squeeze the legs together, lift the pelvic floor, your belly, and then inhale, take your arms up. And then from here, exhale, fold over. Again, you may just have your hands to the mat, the floor. You may walk your hands forward a little bit more. You may grab your feet and fold over. And also observe that your body from day to day may be slightly different. There's maybe some days that you have more flexibility than others. And just make this more of an observation versus a time to critique yourself, especially on those tighter days. And just being like, oh yeah, I'm tight because I went on a long hike. So more of having compassion for yourself, especially when we're going to go into that critiquing state of mind. Take a full breath here. Exhaling. Good, and then walk your hands back and come to lay down on your backs, please. And just hug your knees in. Rock side to side. If you want, cross those ankles again and just hug it in just to release your back from all that forward folding. Switch across your legs. And then when you're ready, just extend your legs straight out. Let your palms face up, and sometimes it's nice to press into the back of the head, slide the shoulders down your back, and just release there. So 3 slow breaths. And just allow your body to release into the mat, or maybe it's a carpet at your home. And making sure to take this time to actually rest. So if you have longer or more time, feel free to hang out here as long as you like, and just really enjoying this feeling of accomplishment, of pride, of everything that you have done. Even if it doesn't look the same as the way that I do, just be proud of what your body can accomplish. If you're ready to move, just deepen your breath. Move your fingers and your toes. Maybe take your arms overhead and stretch. And then hug your knees into your chest when you're ready. Roll to one side and come up to sit. So as you get here, just close your eyes. Hands to prayer. And just take a moment. Think of one thing that you're grateful for. And the light within me honors the light within you. Namaste.